Good morning, everyone. Let me start by asking you something. How do you begin your day? Do you wake up with energy and purpose, or do you reach for your phone, scroll endlessly, and rush into chaos? You see, the way you start your morning sets the tone for the rest of your day, and ultimately for the rest of your life. As I always say, if you master your morning, you master your mindset, and if you master your mindset, you master your life. Today, I want to share 7 simple morning habits that successful people follow, not because they are rich or famous, but because they have learned the art of living intentionally. The way you begin your morning determines the rhythm, energy, and focus for the entire day ahead. Every successful person understands that mornings are not just the start of a new day, they are the foundation upon which every goal, every achievement, and every dream is built. When you wake up with purpose, your mind, body, and spirit align toward growth. But when you wake up without direction, the day tends to control you instead of you controlling it. Mastering your morning is about mastering your mindset, and that single shift has the power to transform your entire life. Most people think success begins with hard work, intelligence, or luck. While those play their roles, the truth is simpler yet more profound. Success begins the moment you open your eyes. Think about it. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Do you immediately grab your phone, scroll through messages, and start comparing your life to others? Or do you take a moment to breathe, reflect, and decide how you want to show up in the world today? The first 10 minutes of your day can either fill you with calm confidence or drown you in unnecessary chaos. Those who truly succeed are intentional about how they spend those precious moments. Mastering your morning doesn't mean waking up at 4 a.m. or following someone else's strict routine. It's about creating a morning ritual that connects you to your purpose and energizes your mind. When you wake up early, even by 30 minutes, you give yourself a gift that money can't buy. Time for yourself. Time to think, to plan, to breathe. This quiet space allows you to set your intentions before the noise of the world begins. When you start your day consciously, instead of reactively, you operate from power, not pressure. There is a profound difference between waking up and rising up. Waking up is physical, rising up is spiritual. When you rise with determination, gratitude, and clarity, you create momentum that carries you forward. Successful people understand this principle deeply. They treat their mornings as sacred. They use this time to strengthen their minds, reflect on their goals, and remind themselves of their purpose. Instead of reacting to the day's demands, they choose to design it. They don't let the outside world dictate their focus. They begin from within. Your morning habits reflect your inner discipline. A mind that is scattered in the morning tends to stay scattered throughout the day. But a mind that begins with stillness and structure radiates calm confidence in every situation. This is why many great thinkers, leaders, and achievers devote their first hour of the day to silence, exercise, reading, or meditation. It's not just about productivity, it's about presence. They understand that the quality of their output depends on the quality of their mindset, and their mindset is crafted in those first few quiet hours. When you master your morning, you develop a sense of control that nothing else can replace. You stop living by reaction and start living by intention. Imagine beginning your day by focusing on gratitude, affirmations, and reflection instead of rushing or worrying. You would notice how differently your conversations go, how calmly you handle challenges, and how clearly you make decisions. That's the power of mastering your morning. It rewires not just your routine, but your entire outlook on life. There's a famous saying, lose an hour in the morning and you will spend the whole day looking for it. Time wasted in the morning is time you can never regain. But when you use your mornings wisely, you create an emotional and mental reserve that keeps you strong even when the day gets tough. Mastery of the morning is mastery of focus, and mastery of focus is mastery of life. The world belongs to those who rise, not just from their beds, but with purpose, positivity, and power. So every morning before the world demands your attention, take a deep breath, set your intention, and remind yourself that today is another chance to become the best version of you. Gratitude is one of the most powerful yet underrated forces in shaping a meaningful and successful life. Every morning offers a new beginning, but it's gratitude that turns that beginning into a blessing. When you wake up and take a moment to appreciate the simple gifts you already have, the breath in your lungs, the roof above your head, the people who care about you, you instantly shift your energy from scarcity to abundance. This shift is not just emotional, it is transformational. It changes how you see the world and how the world responds to you. Successful people understand that gratitude is not a reaction to success, it is the foundation of it. In the rush of modern life, it's easy to overlook what's going right and focus on what's missing. Many people wake up and immediately think about what they need to do, what they lack, or what went wrong yesterday. This mental pattern creates a sense of stress and dissatisfaction that follows them throughout the day. Gratitude, on the other hand, breaks that cycle. It brings perspective. When you start your day by saying thank you, you're reminding yourself that life has already given you so much to work with. You begin to operate from a mindset of fullness rather than emptiness. And that mindset fuels motivation, creativity, and resilience. The practice of morning gratitude doesn't have to be complex. It could be as simple as silently acknowledging 3 things you're thankful for the moment you wake up. It could be writing in a gratitude journal, reflecting during meditation, or even saying thank you aloud before stepping out of bed. What matters is not the method, but the mindfulness. The more you consciously express gratitude, the more your brain starts to look for reasons to feel grateful. Over time, you naturally attract positivity because your thoughts are trained to focus on what's good rather than what's lacking. Science supports what wisdom has always taught us. Gratitude rewires the brain. It reduces stress hormones, boosts dopamine and serotonin levels, and enhances emotional well-being. People who practice daily gratitude report feeling more optimistic, more compassionate, and more motivated to achieve their goals. Gratitude doesn't make challenges disappear, but it changes how you face them. It reminds you that even in difficult moments, there's something to be thankful for, a lesson, a person, or an opportunity to grow. That perspective gives you strength that worry never could. For successful people, gratitude is more than a feeling. It's a discipline. They understand that when you appreciate what you have appreciates in value. They don't measure their worth by possessions or achievements alone, but by the peace they feel within. When you begin your morning with gratitude, you start the day in harmony with yourself and the world around you. You stop competing and start connecting. You stop chasing and start cherishing. This inner balance gives you the clarity to make better decisions and the humility to handle success with grace. Gratitude also influences how you treat others. When you recognize how much you've been given, you naturally want to give back. You become more empathetic, more patient, and more encouraging. A grateful person uplifts others simply through their presence. Their energy radiates calmness and positivity because it's rooted in appreciation rather than expectation. Imagine how different your day would feel if you began it not by asking, "What do I need today?" but by thinking, "What am I thankful for today?" That single shift transforms your interactions, your mood, and your mindset. Life is not always easy, but gratitude helps you see that even on the hardest days, there's something worth holding on to. The morning sun, a cup of tea, the laughter of a loved one, these are simple yet profound reminders that life itself is a gift. Gratitude doesn't wait for perfection, it celebrates progress. It teaches you to see beauty in the ordinary and opportunity in every obstacle. When you make gratitude your morning habit, you don't just start your day differently, you live differently. You carry a sense of peace and purpose that success alone can never provide, and that more than anything else, is what makes life truly rich. Movement is the language of life. Every successful person understands that how you treat your body directly affects how you feel, think, and perform. Your physical state is not separate from your mental state. It is the foundation of it. When you wake up and choose to move your body, whether through exercise, yoga, stretching, or even a mindful walk, you are not just improving your health, you are awakening your potential. The way you move each morning sets the tone for the way you move through life. A body in motion creates a mind in motion, energized, alert, and ready to take on the world. In today's fast-paced world, many people wake up and dive straight into their phones or rush into tasks without taking a moment to connect with their bodies. They start the day mentally overwhelmed and physically stagnant. This lack of movement creates sluggishness, not just in the body, but in the spirit. When your body feels heavy, your thoughts do too. But the moment you engage in physical activity, something shifts. Your blood starts flowing, your breathing deepens, and your mind begins to clear. Movement stimulates the release of endorphins, those natural mood enhancers that make you feel more optimistic and focused. It's no wonder that some of the most successful leaders and thinkers begin their mornings with physical activity. It sharpens the body and steadies the mind. You don't have to spend hours in the gym to experience the benefits of movement. What matters most is consistency. Even 10 to 15 minutes of stretching, breathing exercises, or a quick jog can make a profound difference. The goal is not to build muscle, but to build momentum. That gentle rhythm of morning motion signals to your brain that you are ready to start your day with vitality and purpose. Every step, stretch, or breath you take becomes an act of self-respect, a reminder that your body is not an obstacle to success, but a vehicle for it. Movement also helps cultivate discipline. When you wake up and commit to physical activity, you're training your mind to follow through on promises to yourself. You're building resilience, one repetition at a time. The days when you don't feel like moving are the days you grow the most, because you prove to yourself that discipline is stronger than comfort. This habit of consistency spills into every other area of life. You start approaching challenges with the same mindset. You show up, you move forward, and you grow stronger no matter how you feel. Moreover, physical movement is not just about strength, it's about presence. When you move your body mindfully, you reconnect with yourself. In those moments of focus, feeling your breath, your heartbeat, your steps, you're reminded that life is happening now, not later. This awareness brings peace and clarity. It grounds you before the chaos of the day begins. Many people underestimate how much physical stillness contributes to mental chaos. Movement brings balance to that equation. It channels restless energy into something productive and uplifting. Successful people use movement as a form of meditation. When they run, stretch, or exercise, they are not escaping their thoughts, they are aligning them. They reflect, plan, and visualize during those moments of physical flow. The body moves, the mind aligns, and the spirit awakens. This harmony creates not only physical fitness, but also emotional stability and mental clarity. It's no coincidence that people who move regularly tend to handle stress better and recover from setbacks faster. Their energy is renewed daily, not just through sleep, but through motion. Your morning movement doesn't have to be intense, it simply needs to be intentional. It's a ritual that tells your body, I am alive, I am capable, and I am ready. Each time you choose to move, you're investing in your energy, confidence, and longevity. The truth is, success requires stamina, not just mental, but physical. A strong body fuels a strong mind, and a strong mind creates a strong life. So when the sun rises tomorrow, take a moment to stretch, breathe, and move. Don't wait for motivation, create it. Movement is not just an exercise for the body, it is nourishment for the soul, a daily reminder that you were made to progress, to grow, and to keep moving forward one step at a time. The mind is the command center of every choice, action, and emotion. And how you nourish it, it determines the quality of your life. Each morning, your thoughts begin fresh, ready to be shaped by whatever you allow into your mental space. The question is, what are you feeding your mind with? The first input of your day has immense power. It can uplift you, guide you, and give your day purpose, or it can drain you before you even begin. Successful people understand this truth deeply. Before feeding the body, they feed the mind. They know that mental nutrition is just as vital as physical nutrition, if not more. In the digital age, the temptation to reach for your phone the moment you wake up is almost irresistible. Notifications, messages, news, and social media updates instantly flood your attention, shaping your mindset before you've even left your bed. That single act, done repeatedly, trains your mind to react rather than to create. Instead of beginning your day with peace and direction, you start with noise and distraction. When you begin your morning by feeding your mind with calmness, inspiration, or reflection, you take control of your mental atmosphere. It's like choosing to step into the day with clear skies instead of a storm. Feeding your mind doesn't necessarily mean studying something complex or reading for hours. It means consciously choosing thoughts, ideas, and content that inspire growth. It could be reading a few pages of an empowering book, listening to a motivational talk, journaling your reflections, or sitting quietly to meditate. Even 5 intentional minutes of mental nourishment can create a ripple effect throughout your day. Your mind functions like a garden. The seeds you plant in the morning are the thoughts that bloom throughout the day. If you plant gratitude, focus, and inspiration, you will harvest clarity, energy, and joy. The greatest minds in history have understood the importance of starting the day with wisdom. They knew that the mind, like any muscle, needs exercise and care. When you choose to read something uplifting or engage in mindful reflection each morning, you are strengthening your mental resilience. You are training your thoughts to align with your goals rather than your fears. The information you consume becomes the language your mind speaks, and that language shapes your reality. Fill your mornings with words of wisdom, and your thoughts will begin to reflect that wisdom in your actions and decisions. A well-fed mind becomes a shield against negativity. When you nurture your intellect and spirit in the morning, you create a buffer that protects you from the stress and chaos that the day might bring. You are less likely to be reactive and more likely to stay composed, focused, and intentional. Feeding your mind in the morning is not just an act of learning, it's an act of self-leadership. It means you decide what will influence your emotions and decisions before the world does. It's taking responsibility for your inner world so that your outer world follows your direction, not the other way around. When you dedicate time each morning to mental nourishment, you send a message to yourself that your growth matters. You begin the day from a place of strength rather than scarcity. Even something as simple as repeating an affirmation or visualizing your goals can set a powerful tone. The mind thrives on clarity, and feeding it with positive, purposeful thoughts creates that clarity. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to apply what you've learned. This mindset doesn't just prepare you for success, it sustains it. Your mind is your most valuable asset, and every morning gives you a chance to invest in it. You can either let random distractions occupy it or fill it with meaning, insight, and purpose. When you feed your mind before your body, you elevate your thinking above routine impulses. You begin your day not in reaction, but in reflection. And that single shift from mindless scrolling to mindful growing can redefine the entire course of your life. Each morning is a blank page, and what you feed your mind with becomes the ink that writes your story. Choose your thoughts with care. Nourish your inner world with intention, and you will find that success naturally follows the strength of your mindset. Every morning offers a new beginning, a blank page waiting to be filled with purpose and direction. Yet many people allow their days to unfold by accident rather than design. They wake up and dive straight into activity without clarity, rushing through hours that feel busy but not meaningful. Planning your day is not about filling every minute with tasks. It's about filling your time with intention. Successful people understand that structure creates freedom. When you start your morning by thoughtfully planning your day, you are not controlling time, you are directing it. You are deciding what deserves your energy instead of letting distractions decide for you. The act of planning is a quiet conversation with yourself. It's an opportunity to align your priorities with your purpose. Before the world demands your attention, take a few minutes to ask yourself, what truly matters today? This question separates the urgent from the important. It's easy to get caught in endless to-do lists, but true productivity lies in doing what brings you closer to your goals and values. Planning helps you filter noise from necessity. It turns your day from a random sequence of events into a deliberate journey toward progress. A well-planned morning brings focus to your entire day. When you write down your goals or visualize your key tasks, you give your mind a clear map to follow. That clarity reduces stress and increases efficiency because your brain no longer wastes energy deciding what to do next. Each time you complete a planned task, you experience a small sense of achievement, and that fuels motivation for the rest of the day. Successful people don't rely on willpower alone. They rely on structure. Their schedules are not cages, but compasses that keep them aligned with their purpose, even when distractions arise. Planning also helps you live with balance. It's not just about scheduling work, it's about scheduling life. When you plan intentionally, you make space for reflection, health, relationships, and rest. You ensure that your day nourishes all parts of who you are, not just your career or ambitions. The most successful people know that burnout is not a badge of honor. They plan not to stay busy, but to stay balanced. A day planned with harmony creates a life that feels full rather than fragmented. However, planning doesn't mean rigidity. Life will always throw surprises your way, and plans may need adjustment. What matters is not sticking to a perfect schedule, but having a clear direction. Think of your plan as a guiding framework, not a fixed script. Flexibility is strength when combined with focus. When challenges arise, a well-planned mind adapts without losing sight of what matters most. That is why morning planning is so powerful. It gives you control without obsession, focus without rigidity, and structure without stress. The emotional benefits of planning are often overlooked. Taking a few moments each morning to review your priorities creates calmness. It transforms anxiety into assurance because you begin the day knowing where your energy is going. You no longer feel like you're chasing time. You feel like you're working with it. That sense of control improves confidence and composure throughout the day. When unexpected challenges appear, you're able to respond with clarity instead of reacting with panic because you've already grounded yourself in a plan. Planning your day also cultivates self-respect. It is a declaration that your time is valuable. Each time you create a plan, you remind yourself that your life deserves organization and care. It's an act of mindfulness, a discipline that turns dreams into measurable steps. Even a few minutes of planning each morning can save hours of wasted effort later. It creates intention where there used to be impulse, and direction where there used to be distraction. When you begin your morning with a clear plan, you set the tone for excellence. You are no longer moving through the day passively. You are leading it with purpose. The day becomes a canvas, and your plan becomes the brush that paints it with meaning. Success doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what matters most. Each day well planned brings you one step closer to the life you envision, not by chance, but by choice. And that choice begins every morning in the quiet moments when you decide not just how to spend your day, but how to shape your destiny. A smile is one of the simplest yet most powerful gestures a person can offer to the world. It requires no wealth, no status, and no special talent, yet its impact can be profound. A genuine smile has the ability to change not only your own emotional state, but also the energy of everyone you encounter. It is often said that success is not just about achieving goals, it's about the attitude with which you live your life. When you start your morning with a smile, you are sending a message to yourself and the world that you choose positivity over pessimism, calmness over chaos, and joy over judgment. It's a small act, but it sets the tone for an entire day of confidence, connection, and emotional strength. A smile in the morning is more than a habit, it's a mindset. It represents gratitude, peace, and readiness to face the day with optimism. Life is unpredictable, and every day comes with its share of challenges. But the difference between people who are crushed by difficulties and those who rise above them often lies in their attitude. A person who begins the day with a smile has already made a powerful decision to not let external circumstances dictate their inner state. That single act of positivity shapes the rest of their behavior. It influences how they think, speak, and interact with others. A smiling face disarms tension, invites kindness, and builds bridges where words might fail. Science has proven what wisdom has always known. Smiling affects not just your mood, but your physiology. When you smile, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals responsible for happiness and relaxation. These natural mood enhancers reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and increase focus. A simple smile triggers your mind to feel more positive, even in moments of uncertainty. That's why people who smile more often tend to be more resilient. They face challenges with calmness instead of panic because their inner environment supports peace instead of tension. By choosing to smile, you're not ignoring life's difficulties. You're equipping yourself with the mindset to handle them with strength and grace. A smile also has a ripple effect. It's contagious in the best possible way. When you smile at someone, you create an invisible connection, a spark of shared humanity that reminds both of you that kindness still exists in the world. Think about how a stranger's warm smile has lifted your mood in the past. Now imagine being that source of light for others. Successful people understand this truth deeply. They recognize that their energy influences the spaces they enter. They know that leadership, influence, and inspiration begin with presence, and presence begins with positivity. A smile is the most effortless yet authentic way to spread that energy. In professional life, a smile can transform interactions. It builds trust, eases communication, and makes others feel valued. Whether you are leading a team, serving a client, or simply collaborating with a colleague, a smile communicates warmth and confidence more effectively than words ever could. It tells people you are approachable, composed, and grounded. In a world where competition and pressure often dominate, the ability to bring lightness through your demeanor is a rare strength. A smile doesn't just make you look confident, it makes you feel confident. It reminds you that while you can't always control circumstances, you can always control how you respond to them. Smiling also nurtures self-compassion. When you look at yourself in the mirror each morning and choose to smile, you affirm your worth and your willingness to face the day with courage. It's a quiet act of self-love, a reminder that no matter what happens, you are capable of meeting life with grace. Many people underestimate how much this inner warmth influences outer success. Confidence doesn't come from perfection, it comes from acceptance. A smile embodies that acceptance. It says, I am enough and I am ready. The power of a smile lies in its simplicity. It requires no effort, yet brings immense change. It has the strength to dissolve negativity, bridge distances, and inspire others to do the same. Each morning, when you wake up and smile, you create a shift in energy that follows you throughout the day. It becomes a silent promise to stay kind, stay positive, and stay present. The world may not always smile back immediately, but over time your consistency will transform not only your day, but also your environment. A smile is not a reaction to happiness, it is the cause of it. It's a declaration of hope, a reflection of strength, and the most beautiful way to begin any morning. My friends, success isn't about how many hours you work, it's about how meaningfully you live. These 7 habits aren't just morning routines, they're life principles. So tomorrow when you wake up, don't just open your eyes, open your heart. Don't just start your day, start your life anew. Because every sunrise is a second chance to live better, love deeper, and shine brighter.